It's funny how people react when they see someone buy skin, battle pass, DLC or sword in a game for real money. They be like, bro, it's just a bunch of pixels. Why would you waste your money on that? And I get it. To someone who doesn't play games, that probably just sounds stupid. But then you look at the same people spend money on a branded t-shirt that costs 5 times more just because of a logo or a luxury watch or some shiny car they barely drive. Isn't that just stuff, metal, cloth, plastic? But we don't think that way, right? Because in their world, those things mean something. Status, power, identity, sense of belonging. And guess what? That's exactly what gamers sees in the sword or skin, for example. It's not about the pixels, it's about the things they represent. We all live in this layer of abstraction, like we rarely interact with the things as they actually are. We just interact with the meaning we have placed on the top of them, and this thing goes way deeper than just games or luxury items. Richard Feynman once said that he could appreciate a flower more because he understood the physics and biology behind it. The atom, the cells, the light bouncing off the petals, it didn't ruin the beauty for him, it made it richer.
I have a friend who's an artist and has sometimes taken a view which I don't agree with very well. He'll hold up a flower and say, look how beautiful it is, and I'll agree. And he says, you see, as I as an artist can see how beautiful this is, but you as a scientist, take this all apart and it becomes a dull thing. And I think that he's kind of nutty. First of all, the beauty that he sees is available to other people and to me too. I believe, although I may not be quite as refined as aesthetically as he is, that I can appreciate the beauty of the flower. At the same time, I see much more about the flower than he sees. I could imagine the cells in there, the complicated actions inside, which also have a beauty. I mean, it's not just beauty at this dimension of 1 centimeter, there's also beauty at a smaller dimensions. The inner structure, also the processes, the fact that the colors and the flower evolved in order to attract insects to pollinate it is interesting. It means that insects can see the color. It adds a question. Does this aesthetic sense also exist in the lower forms? Why is it aesthetic? All kinds of interesting questions which the science knowledge only adds to the excitement, the mystery, and the awe of a flower. It only adds. I don't understand how it subtracts.
Then there's a Donald Hoffman. He says that our senses didn't evolve to show us the truth, just what we need to survive. So whether it's a game, a watch, a flower, or your entire perception of the world, what you're seeing isn't the thing itself. It's just a simplified version of your brain thing is good enough for now. So yeah, this idea that we are constantly dealing with simplified version of reality, it's not just a cool theory, it's how we survive. The world is way too complex to take in all at once. Like imagine if you had to consciously think about every ray of light, every atom, every background sound all the time. You'd probably lose your mind. Your brain filters out most of it and it gives you enough to function, to stay alive, to make decisions quickly. That's why when you look at your screen right now, you are not seeing the 2D matrix of colored light. You are seeing letters, words, meaning. Same with the sound. What we call music is really just pressure waves at different frequencies. Sinusoidal waves, square waves, noise. But unless you are trained to hear it that way, you don't pick apart the waveforms. You just enjoy the melody, vibe, and the emotion it gives you. We are wrapped in the curtain of abstraction all the time. Even as human, we are just a walking ecosystem of trillions of cells, neurons, bacteria, and electrical impulses. But your brain compresses all that complexity into a single story, me, a self, a person with thoughts, emotions, opinions. And yeah, that self sometimes sits there at 2 a.m. overthinking existence and wondering why am I even here. Same thing goes for computers. They may seem like a magic boxes, but underneath all the code and applications and animations, they are just switching tiny voltages on and off, ones and zeros, billions of them, billions of times per second. It's honestly kind of beautiful how all this complexity emerges from really simple rules, and I think this is the part where it all clicks. Whether it's physics, math, biology, or consciousness itself, the deeper you go, the simpler it gets. But when you zoom out and look at the results of all the interactions, it looks insanely complicated. So when you understand that everything is built on layers, simple things forming complex systems, you start to see the world differently. You realize that the magic isn't magic at all. It's just an abstraction doing its thing. But here's the catch, you can know everything. At some point you have to take things on faith, or at least on trust. Like, okay, I don't understand quantum mechanics, but I believe it's real because it powers my phone. And that's fine, that's human. But you should still try to understand the basic at least enough that you don't get fooled by pseudoscience or fall for conspiracy theories. Because the more abstract an idea is, easier it is to twist, to sell, to weaponize. Understanding the fundamentals helps you stay grounded, and it helps you see through the illusions without losing the wonder. So next time when someone says it's just a pixel, it's just a bunch of atoms, maybe smile a little, because yeah, it is just that. And yet it's also everything.